we are going to get started. For those of you who don't know who I am Nicole Burdett. I'm a Presidential Diamond, and I've been in the business for almost 4 years now. So me along with another Presidential Diamond, Colette Bowden, and Triple Diamonds, Amy Carter and April Frankham, wanted to kind of share with you guys what we learned this weekend at It Works You, and kind of give you guys a little recap of what we learned, what stuck out to us, and hopefully give you guys some good tips, especially with the promo going on right now. It's a perfect time for us to kind of collaborate together and help each other out as a team. So, sorry, I'm trying to figure out a few things. Okay. All right, now I think we'll get started. So one thing that I want to talk to you guys a little bit about before I kind of go into what we learned there, and this is actually something I did kind of learn while I was there, is I want to talk to you guys about events. If you guys are newer to the business, you probably haven't been to a corporate event, and that's okay. But I want to challenge you guys to do everything you can to get to one, whether it's a wrap party, a team training, a one team, one mission, or an It Works You, or green carpet. These events are so important. I can tell you when I first started, we'd been in the business for probably about a month and a half, and they announced conference, and I kind of had I just kind of felt like, well, I don't really need that. I don't need to go. I don't need to learn about this. I was totally had the wrong attitude about it. After a few months, I kind of realized that I had this team that I needed to be there for them. I needed to be an example for them, and I needed to learn as much as I could so that I could teach them what they need now too. So I ended up going, and it totally changed my whole business just because I started believing in the company. I believed more in the products because I knew more about them. I mean, I had used a lot of them, but there were a lot of things I didn't know about. And so for me, that was my first big corporate event. I'd been to a few trainings and stuff before that, but that was my first big corporate event, and it completely changed everything for me. And something with events that is pretty cool is that it doesn't matter how long you've been in this business, you will get something out of events. I've been in it for almost 4 years, and every single time I come back feeling like I've learned all this new information. Of course, you're going to hear some things over again, but I feel like every time I hear it a little bit different, and I'm able to tweak how I talk to people about it, and it helps me be able to talk to people in a different way and kind of maybe change the way I'm doing things. But even, I had this conversation with some of the leaders over the weekend, and even some of them that had been in it for 10 years said that they go to events and always walk away with learning something new. So if you guys have been in it for a little while and you feel like you aren't learning anything new, you need to change your attitude. If you go into it with an attitude of you're ready to learn and you want to build your business and you want to find out what you need to do to build it, you will learn something. You will pick something up. I pick up different things than April picks up, or Colette or Amy. We're all going to share with you different things that we learned. And we all walked away with different things. We did hear a lot of the same things, and there were a lot of the same things that stuck out to us, but each person's going to walk away with something different, and something different is going to speak to you, whether it's somebody's story or if it's a business tip or, advice from somebody. So these events are so important. So if you can, do anything that you can to get to one. If you don't know how to find the events, go to myitworksevents.com, and you can click on the calendar, and it'll pull up any events that corporate has approved. There's a lot of one team, one missions, all over the country. And then there's an It Works You coming up in a couple of weeks in St. Louis, and then another one. The next one, I think, that's in the United States isn't until September, but that's in Atlanta. So just keep updated with those and do all you can to get to those events. Like I said at the beginning, I didn't think that I needed them. And now if I don't go to one, I feel so bad for myself because I need that. I need it for my business. And you need it for your business too if you want to be successful. So anyway, I'm going to kind of start out with a few of the tips, a few things that I walked away with that I really liked. And before I start, for those of you who went with us down to Phoenix, be thinking of something that stood out to you, maybe an aha moment, or maybe your favorite tip that you learned. If we have time at the end, I want you guys to share with us something that you loved about it. So a few things that I kind of wanted to share. They had a party panel, and it was pretty awesome. The panels are always my favorite because these are distributors who are out working this business, and they're giving tips of what's working for them, what's not working for them. And it's just, you know, they're real people that are doing the exact same thing as we are, and they're helping us, you know, with things that are working for them. So the first one that they did was a party panel, and I loved it because, you know, they talked a little bit about how a party doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, you're hosting a party in your home. And I think a lot of people get really scared to host parties. It makes them uncomfortable. It's stressful for them. It doesn't need to be like that. A party is basically you, it doesn't even have to be in person, actually. You know, we could do it on Zoom like this. It just needs to be you talking about our products and about our company to these people. So I know that when I first started, I was a little bit nervous to put myself out there in my neighborhood. I had done it within our salon and different things, but I was kind of nervous to put myself out there in my neighborhood to say like, hey, I'm having a party, come over. I was worried that nobody would show up. But I had like 4 or 5 ladies that had been talking to me about it. So I put them all in a group message. You know, they all knew each other, and they all lived in the neighborhood. So I said, hey, could you guys all come over Monday at noon, bring your kids, let them play, you know, and I'll tell you all about it. So I was hosting a party, but I didn't call it a party, and all 5 of them showed up because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like this. They didn't think they were coming to this party to be sold. They just were coming to learn more about it. So that was something for me that worked really well when I had a few different people that I was talking to kind of get them in the same room. But you don't necessarily have to host parties to be able to sign people, but getting belly to belly with people, if they're in your area, try and get a one-on-one with them, or, you know, if they have some friends or whatever. It's always just good to get in person and show them your excitement and be able to show them your products and all that. Something that one of them said that I really liked was when you're launching a new distributor, or if it's a party for yourself, they hosted a Facebook event for 3 days before the party. So over these 3 days, they're talking about some of the products, different things about the business, whatever, kind of like you would an online party on Facebook, but it was spread out for the 3 days before the party. So then when it came time for the party, these people were excited because they saw what they had available and they wanted to come and learn more about it. You know, so they kind of gave them like sneak peeks of different things that we had available. So it kind of got them excited about it, and then they wanted to come. And I think some of them had said, like, they had told them, like, if you come, you'll be interested in a giveaway, different things like that, to kind of make sure that they come. But I thought that was a great idea. I like the idea of kind of letting them know a little bit more about it before they come, because sometimes it is hard at a party to give them all of the information. Like, I find myself, you know, wanting to talk for hours because I love all of our products. It's hard for me to leave anything out because I want them to know, I want them to know everything, but I don't want to overwhelm them. So I kind of liked that idea of kind of giving them little bits before the party and then having them come to the party and they can try the wrap and you can tell them more about it. So that was something that I kind of liked. One of them said that when she's at the party and she's talking about the business, she prints out a steps to success for everybody and she hands it out and she asks them to fill it out. And she told them that if they filled it out, they would be entered for a free product. It could be, I mean, you could give away an actual free product, or you can get like a water bottle from the dollar store with some samples in it. It doesn't have to be something super expensive for you as a distributor, but for them, it seems, you know, it's exciting to get something new. So she had them fill out the steps to success. You know, who are 4 friends that you have that you think would like these products? And then who are 3 friends that you have that you think would do this business with you? By doing this, it kind of gets their brain thinking as a distributor, and it kind of opens them up to, oh, maybe I could do this business and maybe I could be successful at it because I do have these people that I think would like it. And then another one said that another way to kind of get people interactive is they have them take a selfie and post it, and whoever gets the most likes on their post, they get a free product or whatever too. Just to kind of get people involved and excited and kind of, I don't know, just interactive. And then one thing that I loved and I've actually heard it a million times, but for some reason this time it stuck out to me more, is they talked about when they're closing people, they say you can use these products as an LC and make me money, or you can use these products, or you can become a DT and make yourself money. And I think a lot of people, when they come to parties or when you're talking to them one-on-one, they don't realize that they could do this and make money. You know, they're only thinking about the product. So one thing that I always make sure to tell my new distributors, because I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about the business. They don't want to come across as salesy or whatever, but never discount anybody. And every single time you go through that party pad, you share that business side. It doesn't matter if it's just you and a friend, you make sure that you share that side, because you never know who is going to need this business. I have many distributors, and some even on this call right now, that I had no idea that they needed money, but they did, and they were struggling. And if they hadn't reached out to me, I probably wouldn't have told them about the business, just because I didn't think that they needed it. So never discount somebody for thinking that they might not need the business or even want the business, because some people don't need it, but they want it. You know, some people want to change. So just make sure that you're always sharing that business side and showing them that, you know, this is something that they can make money at, if they're willing to work it and talk to people about it. So that's all I am going to go over. I'm going to kind of switch over to Colette, and she's going to talk to you guys a little bit about some of her favorite things, and then we will go from there. Let me unmute you, Colette.
Okay. Can I just add a couple of things with the party and the things that I learned there?
Please do.
Okay. One thing that I loved is recognizing that all of the ambassadors that we're talking, they still hold parties. They're not above having to hold parties, or they didn't just hold parties in the beginning. They're still holding parties. So it's still being consistent with asking people, with asking your current loyal customers, I know you love the product. Can we do a demo and invite a couple of friends? The online parties, one-on-ones, they still do that. So Susan Wade, she said that she will call all of the invitees prior to the party. She's like, get them on the phone. Don't just text, don't just Facebook message, but get them on the phone and say, I was asked to only invite 20 people and I wanted you to come. You could send them a voice message through Facebook so that they can hear your voice so it's more personal, or call them. But when you say, you know, I was asked to invite 20 and I wanted you to come, I wanted you to be one of them, it gives them a sense of ownership for that party, and then they're not going to miss it if they are feeling like they might let you down or something.
Right.
I've done that. So, okay. So I wanted to chat with you about taking ownership for your business. And oftentimes I might say, or I might hear someone else say, well, how do I inspire my team? How do I motivate my team? Well, it starts with you. You have to be the rock star. You have to be your number one star player. It comes from you. So don't hope that your team's going to do the work or hope that you can inspire them. You need to not tell them what to do, but show them what to do. And they talked a lot about, or Joel and Stephanie Dunn, they might be on vacation, but they're showing with a picture that Stephanie is enrolling a customer or talking with a potential distributor. They're showing that she's still working. So you have to ask yourself, are you the rock star? Are you wanting to recruit people just like you? Or you're like, oh, I don't want to recruit people like me. I think I need to step up my game. So ask yourself, are you the rock star, or what can you do to improve? And then, are you doing the steps of success? You need to do what others won't and go beyond. They talked about the company wanting to be at 1 billion, but they don't just say our goal is 1 billion. They're wanting to go beyond 1 billion so that they can blow past that goal and reach it, and then continue further past it. So for you, what is your goal? Are you Ruby? You can say you want to go beyond Ruby, or you want to go beyond Emerald, beyond Presidential, whatever that is. I loved hearing that Mackenzie Schultz said that you can create whatever team you want and just be consistent. So if you want to create a team that's successful and confident, become that person, personal development, and then you're going to create people just like you, or you're going to lead your team by example, and they're going to take your lead as well. Carrie Bauer, she said, work hard and change your circumstances. How many of us are tired of our circumstances? We're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. We're tired of being a slave to a 40-hour work week, 60-hour work week. You can change your circumstances, but it is going to take stepping outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of that box and being uncomfortable, because if you're comfortable right now, you're not going to stretch. So they asked us how many of us were comfortable with our current paychecks. If we're comfortable, we're not going to be setting goals to move forward or past that. So it will take being a little uncomfortable to change your circumstances. I don't remember who it was, but I could relate because she went 11 months to Presidential. It took her 11 months in the business to go Presidential. It took me 14. I think Nicole went sooner than that. Was it 12 or 13 months? 10? Yeah. 9 months. Wow. Okay. And then 3.5 years to ambassador. So I'm at 3.5 years. Nicole, are you about there?
I am at 3 years next month.
Okay. So what's the problem? And that might be you staying at executive and can't quite get to Ruby, or you're stuck at Diamond, or whatever it might be. But the question you need to ask yourself is, how many people did you enroll? How many did you enroll last month? How many did you enroll the month before? Or how many people did you enroll last year? If we're not doing the steps to success, we're not taking the advice from our upline, from Mark and Pam and Mike. We're not doing what they asked us to do. The steps to success is what will grow your business and is what will help you promote and double your income, quadruple your income. It's going to help you and help your team if you're doing the steps to success. And Joel said, and I love this, success doesn't happen in a day. It happens day by day. That is so profound. We cannot expect this overnight, but we can expect it if you are consistent and working and doing activities that promote your business every single day. They said over and over again how important the steps to success were, and wrapping more people and personal development. Those are the 3 key things to help you become the rock star on your team. Do you have anything that you want to add, Nicole, to that?
No, I think that's great.
Yeah. Okay.
The person that you were talking about was Tiffany Chapman, and she actually has a video she barely posted that I'll post. I'll share it with you too. That kind of talks about what the turning point was and kind of what happened. So I'll send that to you, and you can share it with your team, and I'll share it with my team too, because it's pretty cool. It's just awesome to see that, you know, these top earners and ambassadors have those struggles too, and it's all about just figuring out what it is that you need to do differently.
Yeah.
To get to that goal that you have. So yeah, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or you want me to turn it over to April?
Yeah, April would be great.
Well, let me find her on here. Is she here? Um, she was. Oh, there she is. Sorry, it's not letting me unmute her. I don't know if she's not on anymore. I think she disappeared. She might have lost service.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, and I don't think Amy's on yet. Well, while we're waiting for April to get back on, I know there's a few of you. I know for sure there's Julie, Natalie, Tanya, that went down with us. Do any of you guys have something that really stuck out to you while you were down there that you would like to share with us? You might need to kind of wave to me so I can, well, here, let me just unmute everybody for a second.
Natalie had one.
Okay. Okay, Natalie, go for it.
Okay. Something that really stood out to me was the "we are not hunters and we're not sharks," which I really like that because I don't want to be a hunter or a shark. And how you need to smile when you're on the phone talking to someone because that will just increase your passion and your enthusiasm. And then how you should be yourself, but a stronger, more confident self. That really stuck out to me. And then what Pam said, you're doing people an injustice if you don't tell them about the wrap. So those were some of my favorites.
April is back. April is
Okay, so my favorite, well, one of them is, I think it was Mike who was talking about when on fire, it was conventional knowledge on ice. And that just like really,
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I lost service. I'm driving. So yeah, what I wanted to share, I think what I really loved was how I am always reminded when I go to events on how simple we need to make things. I think we tend to overcomplicate this business. And there were several times while some top earners were on stage sharing their stories, and they said things like, okay, so we joined 3+ years ago and we didn't have the party, just different business material that we have now. And it just always kind of strikes me how I feel like we tend to overcomplicate things and how simple we need to keep things in this business. And that it is simply blitzing, wrapping, and repeating. That's all it is. And if we can stick to those basics, most people didn't even have scripts to use. What should I say to my potential loyal customer? How should I create my first post? I feel like sometimes we get a little muddled with all of that information and it's just confusing. We need to just lead with excitement and passion. I know when I first joined, I don't remember having scripts of how to talk to people. I just knew that I needed to be very simple. I needed to answer their questions in a way that it wasn't overwhelming, and I needed to be me instead of having all of these, messages and things for teams, and we're trying to tweak them for our personality. Instead, let's just keep it super simple. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to try to pull over here when I get a spot to make sure I don't lose service again. But that is something that when I go to events, just like you mentioned earlier, Nicole, I'm going to, second the fact that it is so important to go. You're going to pick up, but that is what really spoke to me. Is I'm trying all the time to train new distributors, or I'm trying to come up with the latest and greatest training, things like that. I need to keep it simple. And by keeping it simple, it's going to be duplicatable. We want to be duplicatable. We want to be able to make this business so easy for everyone else that, you know, if you're 5 or 6-year-old, maybe even 8-year-old. We'll go with 8. We'll go with an 8-year-old child or niece or nephew cannot explain this business, then you are overcomplicating it. And so again, just keep it very duplicatable, keep it very, very simple, and stick to our steps to success. Don't make it any more than what that needs to be. Kind of like what Colette was talking about. You know, it's up to you. You've got to, if you're printing out your steps to success and you're setting your goals, there is no way that you're not going to be successful. You just can't quit. So I'm going to kind of talk a little bit too about our experience. This was my first true VIP larger event, and it was incredible. You know, I'm not sure what everyone's goals are. You know, some people have gotten into this business because they literally want $300 to $500 extra dollars to help pay off debt, maybe pay a car payment, maybe pay their car off. You know, some want a few $1,000s so that they can retire themselves or even their spouses, and some want to go straight to ambassador. But I know for myself, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. This was our first main event as Triple Diamonds and as VIP. And as we sat on Friday night in the front row, and we were able to just listen to all of this inspiration from Pam and from Mike, and hearing them talk to us as leaders and talking about how the pace of the leader is the pace of the team. You need to be your own runner. I know that's already been mentioned, but that we need to, what you want out of your team, as Mackenzie Schultz basically said, you can have that. But as we sat there, I just felt like I am no one special. I'm not. I don't have a college degree. I'm not some musically talented person. I don't have all of these great, even really any talents. I mean, I can finish furniture. That's it. And here I am sitting here, and I did it. And I want all of you to know that you can do it. And then as we sat there on the main event Saturday night, and we were second row, sitting behind Mike Patello's wife, we were taking pictures with leaders that we know. Again, that may not be what someone wants, but if you do, or even if you don't, I just want you to know that you can do this. That was just this overwhelming feeling that I want to share with my team, that if I can do this, you can do this. But it is staying consistent. It's completing those steps to success. It's leading your team. It's, being proactive and sharing what you're doing each day, setting your goals so that your team knows that you're working. Show them what you're doing. We're in the trenches with all of you. We didn't get to where we are and then we just kind of sit back and let you all do the work. No. I'm driving home from a rap party that I do every Monday night in Tooele. It is an hour drive there and an hour drive back every week to help grow a team. I am in this with all of you, just as Nicole is, as Colette is, as Amy is. So we want you to know that you can do this. But share your passion, share your excitement, share what your goals are with your team. Make them known. If your goals to complete that steps to success every single month to grow your team, share that with your team. This is what Pam was talking about Friday night is, we go on vacations and they're great, but we need to be showing what we're doing. Are we talking to people on their airplane? Are we talking to people as we're, out at dinner? Are we, what are we doing? We need to show our teams that. When your team see you, they're inspired by you. I remember when I was probably about a year in the business, our ambassador Diamond, I just so happened to be scrolling on her page. And I thought, if I want to be ambassador, I need to be doing what she's doing. And it really made me realize that I wasn't working as hard as I needed to be. And so I want you all to know that if you want to be a diamond, you've got to act like a diamond. You've got to be doing what a diamond does. Share your goals with your team. Show them what you're doing. It's not that we are, oh, look, I signed a customer or distributor. Not at all. Show them that they can do it. That's what Pam talked to us about. Show your team that you're doing it so that they are inspired by you, because any of us can do this. This is simple. So simple. Is it easy? Not always. We get no's just as much as you all do, but it is simple. It's very, very simple. And so that's what I want to share with you, is that any of you can do what we have done. Any of you. We're no one special. You can be right there where we are. It is incredible. It's an incredible feeling. And it's incredible to be at these events and being led by this amazing corporate team. It's going to help you grow a love for them. It's going to help you grow and gain that knowledge that you are in the right place at the right time. And it's just going to show you that it all can be done. So, but keep it simple. I want you just to really focus on that. Stick to those steps to success. Don't overcomplicate this. As Nicole shared, it's a one-on-one appointment. It doesn't have to be a massive wrap party. Many of them said 2 people came to their parties. 2 people came to mine as well. 2 people to my wrap party. That is still a success. I had 2 friends join me as my first loyal customers. I became Fast Start qualified, and I just continued from there. It's one step in front of the other. You guys can do this, and we believe in all of you.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Amy, you ready? Let me unmute you real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, you there?
Can you see me? Yeah, can you see me?
Oh, here, hold on. Maybe this will work.
Okay. Am I there?
I can't see you, but hold on. Oh, there you are.
Yay.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, that big picture's scary. Sorry, everyone. I'm kind of a hot mess tonight because who really has time to get ready when we have distributor BOGO and double cruise points on the line, right? I hope I don't repeat anything since I just barely jumped on. If I do, you can stop me, Nicole.
You'll be good.
I hope you guys are taking advantage of this BOGO. It is awesome. And double cruise points, I'm sure they've told you this already, but I hope you guys are all going for the cruise. As somebody who didn't earn the cruise last year, I can promise you, you want to give your all and try to earn that cruise. So I want to share something with you that we talked about in our leadership meeting on Friday night. It was by far my favorite part of the event. I'm sure Colette and Nicole and April have shared a little bit about it. What they gave us is this, I hope you can see it, offensive game plan. You can go in your eSuite and print this off. It is awesome, you guys. Seriously, a game changer. So what it is it talks about how we are investing our time. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's probably my biggest struggle. Balancing like my 5 kids and this business and working at the salon and everything else. It's just, that's for sure my biggest weakness. And when I see my business struggling, it's because I'm not prioritizing my time correctly. And this book is awesome. It shows us exactly what to do. So I'm just going to kind of show you a little bit. So the first page, it just talks about intentional focus. So where are you investing your time? A third of it needs to be on you. A third of it needs to be on your top 10. And then a third of it needs to be on leading your team. And as you go through the book, it breaks those down a little bit. Like this first page, it has you figure out what you're worth an hour. And I thought that was kind of cool. And, Pam talked about are you mindlessly scrolling through Facebook? And if you spend an hour scrolling through Facebook, how much did you just lose? Did you lose $20 an hour? Did you lose $1,000 an hour? $5,000 an hour? There were there were black diamonds in the room. So I'm sure they lost thousands and thousands of dollars an hour by just scrolling through Facebook. So be really, really intentional with your time and how you're using it. So when you're working on you, one thing that I really like that she talked about was, you know, we really promote personal development, which we all know is absolutely key to this business, is growing ourselves. But she said, don't do your personal development during the day when you can be talking to people and building your business. You need to wake up an hour earlier and do it then, or a half hour, or 10 minutes, whatever, however long you spend doing your personal development. Do it in the morning when other people are sleeping, or do it at night when they're sleeping. Don't spend your whole day reading personal development books. You need to spend those hours in your day working and networking with people and talking to people. And I really like that. So it's hard to see, but anyways, it just breaks down like your goals for the month, who you're going to blitz, who you're going to wrap, who you sign up as distributors, LCs. So your top 10. Some of you may be really new, and some of you may, sorry, ditch the pen. Some of you may have been in it for quite a while. The top 10, she said it can be top 2, it can be top 5, it can be top 15, however the size of your team. And so what that top 10 is it's the people who want to work this business, who are willing to work this business. You know, sometimes those of you who have promoted in ranks, sometimes you look at it and you're like, oh, well, I need this person to promote, so I'm going to work with them. And they're not really willing to work. And so you're just wasting your time. And our time is really precious. And if you want to be successful, you can't waste your time. So you need to find those people who are going to work and really, really focus in on them. And then on one of the other pages, when you guys go to your eSuite and look at it, it breaks down what to do with these top 10. Like set up a weekly 30-minute meeting with them and come up with a game plan. Let's see, what I don't want to read them all to you. But pretty much what it is just, you know, talk to them and say, hey, look, you're in my top 5, my top 10, my whatever number it is for you. Say you're in my top 5 for this month, and I am going to work closely with you. Let's sit down. Let's set some goals. Let's work together and really focus on the building and helping those top whatever you've chosen, whether it's 5, 10, whatever it is on that. And it was kind of interesting because they did some question and answer, and one of the ambassadors said that she had a whole diamond leg that she was trying so hard to say that, but none of them were working. And she was like, who should I work with? And Pam was like, well, if none of them want to work, don't work with any of them. And it was pretty blunt, but I kind of liked it because it was like, that's so true. You know, we spin our wheels trying to make people work who don't really want it as much as you do, you know. And even as a leader, you know, I've had so many distributors over the years that I want it more than they do. And I see their potential and I see the vision for them, and I just want it for them. And so I spin my wheels working it for them when they don't really want it. So you need to be really aware of who wants to work the business and who doesn't. And that's where you need to focus your time. And then the other third is on your leadership. You know, no matter what rank you are, if you have a loyal customer under you, you're a leader. So really take that seriously. And I love what April said, you know, about if you want to be a diamond, act like a diamond. If you want to be an ambassador, act like an ambassador. Do training calls, do videos. Even if you're a distributor, make some videos. You know, for me, I feel like if I'm going to send a video to a potential, I want them to see my face. I want me telling them about how great this business is and how much I love it. Yes, I love the ambassadors, and of course they say things so eloquently, but they need to see it from me. So, you know, start setting those goals of being a leader and making the videos and doing training calls and things like that, because that's the only way you're going to grow yourself and get to that level. And I think with that, under working on you, staying connected is so key. Like all of you guys are on this Zoom tonight. I just applaud you. it's not easy. It's not easy to get away from your families and your jobs. And for some of you, it's really late at night. Some of you, it's trying to put your kids in bed. But stay plugged in, because as leaders, like April said, we love you and we want you to succeed at this. And we're in there with you, you know. Like she said, a lot of times you don't see what we're doing, but I promise we're working really, really hard for you and with you. We want to see you succeed. So don't be afraid to reach out to us for help, because we really want to help, because we love you guys. Anyways, Nicole, there you go.
Okay, well, thank you. Friday night was definitely a favorite of mine too. I feel like, I don't know, it was just cool to kind of see it from a different perspective and really like analyze where we are spending our time, because I think a lot of us think we're working when we really aren't. So anyway, okay, so that's kind of all we have as leaders from you, but was there anybody else that wanted to share something maybe that we didn't talk about that you guys really liked? I'm going to keep you guys all muted, but if you have something, just kind of like wave and I'll unmute you if you have something. Anybody else have something? Colette, let me unmute you. Go for it.
Okay, so there's something that I found. I wrote down all these notes about how some of them talk about their parties, or when a new distributor signs up, how they help them. And I loved their wording. So one thing that they were saying at a party is, it's free to be a loyal customer. So the way, instead of saying, you know, how much does a loyal customer cost, just out at the gate at the end when you're like, okay, so what's your choice? It's free to be a loyal customer. I can hook you up with my wholesale price, get free benefits by being an LC, and get some freebies along the way. It's kind of like Old Navy cash or Sephora points. It's awesome. That was so cool. And so I want to use those in my next party about being, it's free to be an LC, hook you up with my wholesale price. I thought that was cool. When they sign someone up as a new distributor, they tell them right off the bat, make a list of family and friends to be product testers, and then send them the wording so that they don't have to try to figure it out, but let them know that you're going to give them the wording on, hey, I want you to be a product tester so I can gain my own testimonials and have you be my product testers. I trust you, and I would love to have you be in my portfolio. But we're going to do an online party for you and help you get your 4 customers right away. I loved that. If you could try the products for a few months and let me know what you think. So I loved how simple that was. And then they talked about follow-up, and they would say, here's just some key things that they said. And you always need to end it with a question, but when is better for you? When's a better time? If they haven't talked to you in a while, say, do you have any questions since we last spoke? I know that life gets busy. I can help you by entering in your information for you. I loved, I think it was Courtney Levy. She's like ambassador in 13 months. She tracks her leads, her loyal customers, and her potential distributors. She writes down the product that they want, the dates that she talks to them, and everything, and you just stay in contact with them. So it's truly treating this as a business, not just a hobby, but keeping track of them, making sure that you get your distributors off and running the most successful way that you can possible, so that people aren't just feeling like they've just wasted their money, or now what do I do? This is your business, and to treat it very seriously like your business, with keeping track and your leads and etc. Kim Touchton said, be crazy focused, claim it, but then do the work. Christina Watts said, you're going to get no's, you're going to get negativity, be patient, and don't expect money right away. She tells this to her brand new distributor so they know this is what we're going to expect. And she finds that she's having more success and getting people promoted to Ruby a lot quicker because she's preparing them at the beginning. It might take some time. Let's be patient. We're going to address the negativity when it comes, but there might be some. So it's not ever a surprise. And then Stephanie Dunn said, she tells her team, make your hundreds list and start calling them immediately. But write down your goal. What is your goal? But you've got to write it down. And then if you've ever been asked the question, well, what rank are you? Well, how much money do you make? You say, I'm almost diamond. I'm almost triple. I'm almost ruby. And usually they don't need additional information. You are working towards a goal. It does take time. And so just be confident in, I'm almost ruby and I'm excited about it. And I'd love to help you do the same. I think that's all I had that I wanted to add.
I like that. Thank you. That panel was definitely one of my favorites. Does anybody else have anything that they liked that they wanted to share with us before we call it a night? Julie, just one sec, let me unmute you. Okay, go for it.
Did you guys already talk about the blitzing, how Mike Patillo talked at the very beginning, the blitzing and the color coding? Have you guys talked about that tonight?
No, you can talk about that.
That was actually my favorite part of the whole event. That part just really hit home to me. And so I'll just quickly go over what he talked about. So he talked about what we do when we're blitzing other people, because we all have these different kinds of personalities and we all react differently to a blitz. So he started with the red personality. And we all know that the red, there's only 1% of the population really that's red. They are focused on winning. They are focused on money. When you put a blitz card in front of them, they're going to look at it. They're going to look at that dollar sign and they're going to say, $25, what's in it for me? And so when you bump into somebody like that, his suggestion was put them in touch with somebody else. I'm going to get you on the phone with somebody who's already paid their house off. I'm going to get you on the phone with this person who's done this and this, because that's the type of person that's going to motivate a red. So when you're handing out the blitz card and that girl or guy's kind of focused on money or focusing on what's in it for them, that's what you're going to do. Put them in touch with somebody who can really talk to them about what they want to know. Then the next color are the blues, and the blues are the party people. They are the social people. They are flitting about from one to the next. So he said, you've got to nail them down, and you've got to nail them while they're excited, because they're going to move on to the next idea or whatever's going through their mind, because they're always just kind of moving. So with blues, he said, when you show them a blitz card or when you hand them a blitz card, the first thing they're going to notice is that, whoa, this is so cool. There's a party. And who can I invite? He recommends book them immediately and only give them little bits of responsibility at a time. But a blue is somebody that you're just going to want to grab and say, yep, let's do the party. Let's do it next week. And then he talked about the yellows. And yellows are people who care about others. They care about relationships. And for yellows, he suggested asking for referrals. So if you hand a blitz card to a yellow and they're like, oh yeah, that would be really great for so-and-so. Get so-and-so, I'd love to talk to them. Let's gather a few people and get together. And most likely those yellows are going to be willing to do that. And then finally, there was the greens. And when you hand a green a blitz card, they're probably not going to be saying anything. They're going to be looking over that card. They're going to be analyzing every little thing it says. And his suggestion for that, they're going to start asking a lot of questions. And he says, do not answer their questions or answer in little bits, but don't give them too much information, but send them to your website so that they can look over the policy and procedures. They can look over, the website and see what options they have. Anyway, I just found that part really helpful for me, because blitzing is something that I struggle with. And I do find myself a lot of times like handing a card and then just like starting to stumble over my words and not knowing what to do and what to say. So for that was really helpful to me.
That's perfect. Thank you. I learned about those about a year ago, and I love knowing those, because not only does it help you in blitzing, but it actually helps you as a leader too, to know how to help your teams and how to communicate with them. If I have one of my girls is a blue, I know that I know I have to treat her differently than I treat my red or my yellow or my green, you know. So I think it's important to know what color you are and to kind of try and figure out what your new distributors are too, so that you can help them the best that you can in their business. So let's see, anybody else have anything they wanted to share? Megan, did you raise your hand? Hold on, sorry. I was looking at something else, but I thought I saw something. I didn't want to call you out though, so go for it.
Yeah, so I was gonna share the colors too, so thank you, Julie, because I really like those as well. And you may have covered this already too, I came in late, but just as far as like not being professional when you are doing a party or doing the party pad. Because when I started, like, I did not want to use the notes section. I wanted to have everything memorized so that I would look professional and look like I knew what I was doing. And I think it was Cammie that said this, that like sit on the floor, use the notes part on the party pad, and like make a mistake on purpose and make fun of yourself, so that, you know, again, everybody can see themselves doing this as well.
I like that. I think I mean, for me, I feel the same. Like I want to appear, you know, all perfect and like I know everything. But I think, you know, people watching us at these parties, if you are that way, they're going to be intimidated and think they can't do it. So I think right. Don't feel so much pressure about being perfect, because anybody really can do this. So.
Right.
Yeah. Does anybody else have something that they want to share? No, we good? Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you all so much for jumping on, and thank you, Colette and April and Amy, for sharing your tips, and the others who shared as well. And like Amy said, like, thank you so much for taking your time to do this, because it really is important for you to stay plugged in. It's good to learn from other leaders, and I feel like anytime I do something like this, I always go into, you know, like now I want to get on my computer and I want to work. Like I don't want to go to bed. It's 10 o'clock, but I don't want to go to bed. I want to work. And so stuff like this helps me, I know, and I hope that it helps you as well. But I just really want you guys to, we didn't talk a ton about it, but I really hope you guys are taking advantage of this distributor kit BOGO and these double cruise points, because this is huge. The reason they're doing it is to help you. It's not, you know, they did the BOGO so that you can get those cruise points, and so those distributors want to sign. So I hope you guys have been messaging people and following up with people, and just really pushing it. Use all day tomorrow to really just push it and do as much as you possibly can to get those people on board. Because like Amy was saying, you know, I actually didn't qualify for the cruise last year. At first I didn't think I cared, because I actually wouldn't have been able to go because I was nursing a baby. So I didn't push for it, and I was really mad at myself that I didn't. And now I'm pushing for it. So I can tell you from experience as well, you want to push for it. Even if you feel like you can't go, earn that spot. You deserve it for yourself, and you need to prove to yourself that you can earn that spot, because anybody can get on that cruise. You know, like last night on the corporate call, they talked about how the number one point earner is an executive. It's not even an ambassador or a black diamond. It's an executive in our company. You know, that person could be in the company. I mean, I don't know how long they've been in the company, but like an executive, they could have enrolled a month ago, you know. So it's fair game for anybody who wants to go. So really take advantage of the things that corporate has put out for us to help us grow our business, because they really do have your best interest in mind. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a good night. And really, if you guys need anything, please come to us and let us help you. So good night, guys.